All right, the woke world striking again as demands are growing to boycott popular brands like Bud Light and Target. Target is on pace for its lowest stock price in 23 years, while the ongoing boycott of Bud Light is costing that company around $18 billion since they brought in transvestite Dylan Mulvaney for a marketing push. And unfortunately, it doesn't stop there. Joining me now is Project 21 member and political activist Whitley Yates. Also with us is radio host for KDWN in Las Vegas, Nevada, Steve Sanchez, and our special guest, former New York Lieutenant Governor and Newsmax contributor Betsy McCoy is back with us as well. Steve, the phrase "go woke, go broke" definitely proving to be true in those headlines. It's this ESG mindset that has overtaken, I think, the nation's boardrooms. They will lose billions of dollars to cram their anti-science left-wing views down the nation's throats. Bad for shareholders and bad for consumers, yes?
Absolutely. I mean, we just saw that with Disneyland Splash Mountain closing the other day because, you know, the country's lost its mind. I don't even know how to say it, Chris. We've lost our mind, and it seems that the trajectory of the country's changed. What used to be right, good, is now bad. And I just don't get it. I don't. I sit back, I look, I think, I talk about it on my radio show every day. And these companies that are losing a tremendous amount of money, you would think they'd wake up, but it's blind ideology. I think they think they're doing good, but really they're not. I mean, but, you know, the scales haven't fallen from their eyes yet, I guess.
Yeah, well, it's a cultural Marxist push, and it's hitting on us on all fronts, from outside and within our own borders. You know, Whitley, these are well-known companies. Seems Americans are tired of their betrayal. Don't most Americans just want their favorite brands to be out of politics? And if you're a beer maker, just make yummy beer. If you make hamburgers, just make yummy hamburgers. Isn't that where most Americans are?
It could all be so simple if we focused on what we did best, but instead they want to push and perpetuate agendas that the American people don't want. And so what you see is beer makers turning into social advocates, social justice advocates, and bringing up things that have absolutely nothing to do with their brand or their bottom line. And now billions are lost and down the drain because they push this socialist agenda. And so that's what we are going to continue to see, and Americans must fight back.
Well, Betsy, you know, many in the gay community, they're starting to push back on all this transvestite push nonsense. Just like Latinos, just like blacks and Jews, the gay community, I think, is discovering that they are the latest group to be chewed up and spit out by the divisive left wing. I think that's what's going on here, isn't it?
That's right. They are going to suffer from this pushback. And I would just say to the American public, the best way to be able to vote repeatedly and do it legally is to vote with your wallet and vote with your feet. And that's exactly what American consumers are doing. I think it's fabulous that they now feel so empowered to say, I'm not going to Target when they're showing these LGBTQ baby clothes. Unless they have a department with Republican baby clothes, Democratic baby clothes, Judeo-Christian baby clothes, and then maybe they can put in the rainbow baby clothes too. All or nothing is my book.
I made that point on the Chris Salcedo show earlier this week. When Americans have control of the money, we do the right thing. You know, we take it away from Target. We take it away from Bud Light. If only our Republican lawmakers believed in doing the right thing with our money. Steve, the trans community is also impacting professional baseball in the People's Republic of California. Los Angeles Dodgers are standing by their decision to include the anti-Catholic hate group, the Sisters of Perpetual Indulgence, in their Pride festivities this month, despite backlash from their own players and an overwhelming backlash from their fans, because they don't care about their fans. Take a listen to what former pitcher Curt Schilling said on this.
The bottom line is the Dodgers picked a side. Very openly and clearly picked a side. You know, they disinvited this club after a group of Catholics voiced their opposition and were offended by this group, which we hear from the left every single day. And I keep saying I don't really care about other people's views. I don't just people don't go to a Dodger game to see the Sisters of Perpetual whatever do anything. Not to mention, what the hell are they being honored for?
Steve, what are your thoughts on this one?
You know, this. I'll tell you, this has troubled me quite a bit. It's always an attack on Christianity. Let's call it what it is. It's an attack on Christianity, and no one says anything about it. No one steps up except Chris, you, the panel, Newsmax, and other conservative leaning networks. They'll say something about it. The mainstream media does not. I don't get it. And Kurt's right. What are they being honored for? You know, if this was, if they were making fun of the Muslim faith, there would be an outcry. And trust me, the Dodgers wouldn't even have invited them to come out. But it's the Christian faith that continues to get attacked. And let me make it clear, this country was founded on Judeo-Christian values. You're never going to change that, no matter
There you go.
what silly performances you do out there.
And that, you just answered your own question. Why? Why? Because it undermines Western civilization. It's part of that cultural Marxist attack that I was referencing earlier. You know, Whitley, these players want the team to focus on, oh, I don't know, baseball, not the politics. Would you continue watching a team like this?
Absolutely not. And as a former Los Angeles resident, I'm very shocked, surprised, and honestly disgusted by the Dodgers. The truth is we should be focused on sports and not sacrilegious satire that's mocking Christian values. Because at the end of the day, it's the fans that pay the money, that come and support these teams, that should really be offended. And if you forget that the fans come first and you want to support Sacrilegious in all of its glory, what's going to happen is you're going to upset a bunch of fans, you're going to lose out on that bottom dollar, and the players and the team are going to be impacted.
On this Sunday, can I get an amen from everybody? Go ahead, everybody.
Amen.
1, 2, 3, go.
Amen.
Yeah. Thank you, Whitley Yates and Steve Sanchez, Betsy McCoy. Hang with us, okay? We're going to have you coming up in the next hour.